Hey, Amazon sellers. I am Leah McHugh here with Chris McCabe from e-commerce Chris and also from the Seller Velocity Conference, of course. We're here with Matt Costin of Product Pinion today, and we are continuing with our series on scaling your brand in 2022. Matt's put together a really awesome deck to show you guys. So rather than asking him questions, we're just going to get out of the way and let him share his awesome knowledge with you guys. Thank you so much for joining us, Matt.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. So yeah, let's get straight to it. So I wanted to share with you my number one tip of basically how to scale your brand in 2022. And for me, it's been Amazon user testing. And I'll dive into that in a sec of exactly what I mean. Quick background on myself. So I'm an Amazon seller myself. I've done multiple brands to 7 figures. I've also had fun selling on Kickstarter and launching products basically from 0 to 7 figures in revenue. And the secret sauce to doing this, in my opinion, turns out to be asking people what they want. And it's not something new. The Fortune 500 has done this forever. And a famous example is actually Barbie was created from focus groups from Mattel back in the day. So the big brands, the big companies are doing this. What I've noticed is Amazon sellers, it's super rare that, and almost no Amazon seller is doing this sort of thing where you're actually asking customers for both qualitative feedback and quantitative feedback to figure out what resonates the best so you can just sell more. And the name of the game is that. How do we sell more? Turns out asking shoppers is the key way to do it. So what I mean by Amazon UX testing is basically seeing how people perceive and interact with your listing, or even better, sometimes with competitors, or even a search result page. Which are the ones are they most attracted to? Which are the ones that they're clicking? And more importantly, why? Why are they doing the things that they're doing that makes them click into your competitors and not yours? So with that being said, I want to share with you how the 4 ways that implementing Amazon UX testing will actually help your business and grow your sales. Number 1, if you start doing this, you understand your market 10 times better than your competitors. So essentially, there's a lot of research software out there that tells you the what, like what keywords are ranking, what keywords are bringing in the most money. And obviously, those are super important, but asking shoppers tells you the why. And then it also lets you implement it specifically for your brand and for your particular niche. So an interesting example here was we're asking customers, look at this list of products. So in this case, it's like eyelash cleanser products. And the one that kept getting picked the most was one that had vegan, cruelty-free in the title. Now, if you actually did, the keyword research, vegan and cruelty-free probably wouldn't come up as a high trafficked keyword, right? No one really searches for that specifically. However, when you actually see people looking at the Amazon results page and they see that it's vegan and cruelty-free, we had multiple shoppers say, hey, I am interested in that one because it had those in the title right then and there. And that's something you wouldn't necessarily get just from doing traditional keyword research. Another interesting one is sometimes, even if you're like number 1 sponsored product in this case, so you've got the sponsored brands going on, you're right in the middle there, but it's sponsored top result page. The shopper in this case completely missed the product. So the product we were working with here is Hydrate, and they actually talked about the products on the left side and the right side. And it's like, what the heck, what's going on? And then we went into the details of figuring out why, and I'll share with you in a moment why that actually came to be. So the other part, by implementing Amazon UX testing, you can actually double your conversions, double your sales. You basically understand what makes people tick, you uncover their objections, and you know exactly what you need to do to convert better. Another example, in this case, the client, she sells shower caps. Just in one video, well, several videos basically shared that there was some confusion in the listing. And what we've come to realize is even if there's a little bit of confusion, a customer is going to bounce. Like, even if it's not a big thing, if they just don't understand something, they're gone, right? You've lost their attention, they're on to the next competitor because there's 1,001 results to look for. In this case, a bunch of people mentioned, like, we don't understand why the shower cap was reversible. I had no idea either, had to ask my wife. Turns out you want it to be reversed because there's leave-in treatments that you want. So the implementation is, hey, let's make a better infographic and actually explain what the heck the feature means because people didn't get it. Doing that increased the sales. Another example, it wasn't very obvious that it was one size fits all, and people's main objection is like, I don't know if it'll fit my hair. My hair is long, my hair is curly, if it's thick. Perfect. Make an infographic that says long hair, don't care. It expands to easily fit all hair types. It resonated better with the customer base. Doing this qualitative research also gives you unlimited ideas. I laugh when sellers say, I don't know what to sell next. I don't know what to do as products. In my case, I have too many ideas to know what to do. You basically get limitless ideas. Shoppers will tell you exactly what they want, what variations, what sizes, what colors that you can get. And even more importantly, it gives you ideas of what you should be split testing. So instead of just split testing in a black box of maybe this versus maybe that, you're actually split testing stuff that's worth split testing. This is the reason why that package example earlier didn't work. So the package previously was very light colored. What we've noticed for doing all these tests for all these clients is that typically if you have a solid color packaging, and this works in the real life too, right? And I've talked to buyers from retail, you have a solid packaging color, it stands out on the shelf. We call it the sunspot packaging technique because if you look into the sun, which is typically like a shopping grocery shelf or an Amazon search result page, you get these little spots in the sun that stand out. This is what happens the exact same way in an Amazon search result page. Yeah. So essentially the ones in red at the bottom there stand out more than the ones that have the white-ish kind of background. Makes sense. And then you can actually test this. So, testing the darker packaging, 9 times out of 10, the darker packaging typically wins out something that you should be testing that you can increase your sales by just changing your package design. Another cool example, this actually happened with myself. With one user testing video, a customer gave me an idea and I ended up looking and researching into if it was patentable. Turns out it is. And now I have a patent pending idea from one customer that it differentiates me in a sea of commodity product. So the stuff that you can get by just talking to customers is mind-blowing. I absolutely love this stuff. Another cool tip I'll tell you, all your infographics, attach numbers to them. If you attach numbers, people will actually read them because they have to feel like they're completing the set. They have to read 1 through 5 versus just random, statements all over the place. This increases sales all the time. It hasn't failed me just yet. The other nice thing is when you actually start asking your own customer base about your products, they feel more attracted, they feel more a part of your brand, they become more loyal, they just buy more for you. So part of the software offering we do, we actually let you pull your own customer base and to get people involved with the brand, and they help feel that they made decisions with you. You can also ask them to purchase out, hey, thanks for doing the poll, here's a coupon to buy something. So you actually make money by asking your client base too. It's like an excuse to just email them. Summing things up, small wins compound over time. If you make a 1.4% improvement in a metric every single week for 52 weeks, you double that. Here's the thing, most tests, you're going to get way more than a 1.4% increase, right? You'll be able to accelerate that and do that much faster. The more often you test, the better. If your competitors aren't testing and you are, there's your competitive advantage right there. So in summary, build institutional knowledge in your business makes it that much more valuable, and you can improve what you don't test. That's what I have for you.
No, that's great.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks, Matt.
We're glad that this information, of course, will be shared with our attendees in Bend, Oregon at the end of April. So thanks again for supporting us in the Seller Velocity Conference and for this presentation in particular, because I think within a very short amount of time, you gave a lot of very usable, valuable information. Yeah, so we always appreciate that. Very efficient and effective as well.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Thanks again.